The greater good.
Hey everybody, Greater Good Mining here. So it's pretty crazy, but the KS3s are shipping out in my Discord. T-Swift, thanks for the info. Supplier shipped out today. KS3 9.4 terahash model. It feels like the end is near, but to help us all get a grip on what's going on, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go over each model, Iceriver and Bitmain, what their ROI would be if you received it today. Let's look at the KS0 to start with. The price dropped to $639. Motor City Miner did a really good video. Watch his if you want extreme detail on like breakdown on the KS0. Shout out to Motor City Miner, good dude, good channel. Go sub to him. But he goes over this price drop pretty extensively and how it doesn't seem to really jive with the current network hash rate and what the ROI time would be. So let's do our own calculation using a calculator that was dropped on my Discord. Shout out to coder of stuff underscore on Twitter. He's the one that made the calculator I'm going to use in this video. And shout out to T-Swift for bringing it to my attention in my Discord. Appreciate you guys. Let's get to it, and let's start with the KS0. It's $639. It's 100 gigahash at 65 watts. I'm going to call it 68 watts because the USB fans that I have on there are about 3 watts, and they keep them nice and cool right where I want them to be for the temperature. So we'll be a little more realistic about the watts on this. It's going to be a little more than 65. So let's bust open the calculator here. Boom, 639 for the KS0 from Iceriver. Hash rate 0.1 terahash. Let's just up the wattage a little bit to be realistic. Let's do an average of 10 cent kilowatt hour. I don't know about this terahash per second increase per day. I can't predict what it will do. I have no idea. So I'm just going to leave it as is for now. This is more like a snapshot in time for today. We can't predict the future, so this is the best I can do. We'll leave it at 100 for now. And since I've started recording, the network hash rate has changed slightly, so we'll actually go by the calculator. Calculator gives you up-to-date hash rate information, so that's pretty cool. Kaspa price 0.03865. Let's punch that in there. All right, let's just click the break even button, see what we get here. You cannot break even, and we'll be in the negative starting 9/16. Daily yield as of today 110 Kaspa per day. Total yield in fiat at this moment $4.24. Wow, yeah, that's crazy, huh? It's dropped significantly. I'm gonna go back to one of my videos and just see what the yield was when I first got my KS0 in June. Let's do that real quick. So far, I've mined over 22,000 Kaspa on my KS0 in 15 days. That gives me an average of about 1,466 Kaspa per day. That video posted on June 28th, and it's now August 24th, so it hasn't even been 2 months' time. And let's look at the Kaspa hash rate back on June 28th. June 28th, Kaspa hash rate 1.25 petahash. It has more than 11x'd in less than 2 months. 11 times more hash rate in less than 2 months. And I think I've been warning people for a long time it was going to go up, but look at that. Just look at that. It's crazy. So just to give perspective, the KS0 back then, June 28th, was mining an average over about a couple week period of almost 1,500 Kaspa per day. Now we are down to less than 110 Kaspa per day. That is insane. I was curious why the break-even calculator said you cannot break even and will be in the negative. So I scrolled way down through all the dates here. Let's go to the bottom. Way down there. And now we're talking 2 years from now, August 24th, 2025. It's saying that it'll be making you 1 cent per day, a 10 cent kilowatt hour. That's if the current price stays the same, of course. Everything's going to change, guys. So I don't want to be all doom and gloom because I'm hoping by 2 years from now we're going to be going into a bull run. And for all we know, Kaspa will be worth more, worth $1. We don't know, could go to zero, but I think a lot of people are hoping the price will go up, and they're taking the risk like I am. So anyway, 0.36 Kaspa per day. It's predicting, if everything stays the same, which we know it won't, the hash rate's going to go up, the price is going to change. So we don't know. But by 2 years from now, it's predicting you'll only make $613 if you bought and received and started up a KS0 at this moment. But it's saying over the course of 2 years, you would mine 15,862 Kaspa. So if you're in the mindset like me, and nothing I say is financial advice, but what if Kaspa does go to $1? You'll spend $639 on a KS0 today. Maybe down the line, you could have mined almost $16,000 worth of Kaspa. So like I said, nothing I say is financial advice, but I think that a lot of us that get into this are hoping that the price will go up, right? Also, I like that these KS0s decentralize the network. I don't want 100 KS3 sitting in a warehouse from some mega company that can afford, tons of equipment. I like a little home miner like me that took the risk, and other guys like Motor City Miner I showed you earlier. He's got KS0s. We're keeping the network decentralized truly, and that's what it really should be all about. So we're providing service by decentralizing the network and security for the network, and we believe in the project, and we're hoping that we were rewarded for our efforts. So this stuff isn't easy. It costs money. It takes risk. So we should be rewarded, I think. So anyway, that's just to keep things in perspective. I don't want to spread FUD, but I also don't want to give hopium. So here's a balanced thought. Right now, it could take you years to ROI if the price stays the same and the hash rate stays the same. Or if you want to look at the other end of the spectrum, what if Kaspa's price goes up significantly? You could be doing very well even if you bought a KS0 today. So just a little perspective. Let's move on to the KS1 now, okay? That's the next one up in the chain. Okay, so next one up in the chain is the Iceriver KS1. Let's click into that one. They're asking $62.99 currently for the KS1, but it says sold out. Like I said, I do believe that Iceriver is just regrouping, and they're trying to figure out what the network hash rate's going to do. They don't want to keep selling batches that they can't deliver on. This is what I've been hearing. That's the scuttlebutt. So anyway, it doesn't sound like they're done. They're just trying to regroup, and they want to be fair about the price on these. So for now, I have to put $62.99 because that's the only information I have available. So let's punch that into the calculator. All right, so price of the machine, $6,299. Now, instead of 100 gigahash, we're talking about 1 terahash, and the wattage is 600 watts, and that's pretty accurate. I've got one. I can tell you, you could probably run the fans a little lower depending on your ambient temperatures, but let's just stick with 600 watts because that's pretty close to accurate. So we'll keep the kilowatt hour the same. We'll keep the hash rate increase the same, and the network hash rate will keep the same, price of gas the same. So let's click it. Estimated break even. Saying the same thing as the KS0, and I do believe that's why Iceriver is trying to adjust their prices, but they just don't know what to do just yet either. None of us really know exactly what to do. This calculator is pretty accurate because it's saying daily yield in fiat as of today is $42.63. Daily yield in Kaspa, 1100. Let's check my own KS1 here. Okay, so it's showing my OG KS1's daily yield is about 1,238 Kaspa per day, worth about $47.49. To be fair, my OG KS1, it's like I said, I've said this in other videos, it's a factory freak. I'm getting like 1.11 terahash per second at the pool all the time consistently. So just for the hell of it, let's punch that in, see how close the break-even calculator is. Yeah, pretty close. So the calculator is pretty good. Let's just go back to the 1 terahash per second so we can get accurate numbers for what we're actually looking at for like Icerivers that are shipping out now. Mine was a freak. It was like probably a test model or something. So, all right. So daily yield's $42.63, and we're getting about 1,100 Kaspa per day for an average KS1, and the price what we're talking about is the same. It's saying the same thing as the KS0. You cannot break even. Scroll way down. Let's talk about 2 years from now. saying 2 years from now, August 24th, 2025, you'll be making 33 cents a day, 8.61 Kaspa per day, and you will have mined 6,271 Kaspa on that date. So you wouldn't have ROI'd yet if everything stays the same, just like with the KS0, we know it won't. But you will have mined 162,263 Kaspa if you started today with the KS1. Now, same as the other one, I don't want to do FUD or hopium, but like, can you imagine if, Kaspa hit $1? That would be $162,000. Look at this network hash rate they're predicting with, who knows what it'll really be, but they're predicting 87 petahash per second. So could happen. All right, so let's talk about the KS2 now, because that's the next one up in the chain. KS2 says sold out still on the Iceriver website, just like the KS1. $11,999, 2 terahash, 1200 watts. Let's see how RPM would have done if he received one of these at this price today. RPM's got the KS2. He's been stomping it for a long time with that thing, though. All right, let's go to the calculator and punch in our new information. Got to scroll to the top. All right, 11,999, 2 terahash, 1200 watts. Calculate. All right, so the 2 terahash Kaspa mining beast that RPM has, it's saying just around Christmas time in 2024. Hopefully those will be better times. Maybe we'll be starting the bull run. Maybe you'll have gotten some sweet presents on Christmas, and like 4 days later you'll be like, bam, I ROI'd my KS2. Man, this is the best time of my life. So yeah, I mean, we can see that your current daily yield probably pretty accurate. Maybe we can ask RPM. $85 a day in dirty fiat, and then you're getting 2,200 Kaspa per day, pretty much twice as much as what the KS1 would be. So no surprise there. Still, once again, price of gas could change, network hash rate could go completely bonkers and do worse than this calculator is even capable of predicting. It's not even predicting, really. It's just a baseline 100 increase in hash rate per day. So it's just the best we can do for the moment. So anyway, that's the KS2. Let's go to the next one up the chain is the KS3L, which I do have, so I can compare personally what it's doing versus what this calculator says. So let's go to the KS3L. Okay, so the KS3L is also saying sold out on Iceriver's website. Let's click into it. All right, Iceriver KS3L, $19,999, 5 terahash plus or minus 5%. This wattage is not correct. I have one. It only runs around 2,800 watts. I can actually get it less than that if I turn the fans down, but my garage is really hot. And my model is a 2-fan model. The 3-fan models might be able to go lower because they have more airflow. I'm not sure, but my 2-fan model, I have to run at about 60 or 70% in my hot garage in Florida. The great news is I am getting a Fruition kit. It should be arriving today, so I'm going to be able to drop the wattage even further and keep this thing cooler for less wattage. So, but for now, I'm going to tell you exactly what a real KS3L should be able to pull is around 2,800 watts. So this is inaccurate on the Iceriver website, just for your FYI. I'm going to punch in the true numbers on the calculator now, okay? So let's go to the break-even calculator. $19,999 for KS3L. It's 5 terahash, and the wattage is legit around 2,800 watts. So let's do the break-even calculator. Even better, break-even time. You're getting more hash per watt. So your break-even, it's saying you will break even on February 7th, 2024. So that is not that far from now. So I've already had mine up in hashing. I'll show you how mine's been doing, and we'll kind of compare what this calculator is saying versus what I'm getting in real life. The daily yield says 213 on the calculator, 213.63. Daily yield in CAS, 5,527. Okay, so now I'll show you my dashboard on the KS3L so we can compare it against the calculator here. And so right now, the estimated earnings on my dashboard, I'm getting, it looks like an average of 4.92 terahash per second, and estimated earnings are 5,492 Kaspa per day, and dirty fiat we're getting 209, pretty close to the break-even calculator, real close, 213, 55.27, All right, let's talk about the big dog, Iceriver KS3. It's listed on Iceriver's website for $38,999. It's currently saying sold out. And it's 8 terahash plus or minus 10%, 3,200 watts. We'll punch that into the calculator and we'll see what we get. 38,999. We're talking 8 terahash, 3,200 watts. Let's see what the break even will be. April of 2024. I guess I'm not all that surprised because the cost of the KS3 is nearly twice as much as the KS3L, and you're only getting 3 more terahash. So it kind of makes sense that it would take a little longer to ROI on a KS3 at the current price, and I think this is why these guys are going to have to all adjust the prices on the machines that they're selling. It's the hash rate's way too high. It's going to keep going up, and everyone knows it. It's hard to justify the higher cost of these machines when knowing that the hash rate's just going up and up and up. So they're going to have to do something, which is basically just address the prices way down. So we'll see what happens with Iceriver's KS3s. Let's look at the Bitmain KS3 that now is reportedly 9.4 terahash. We'll check that one out now. So now if you go to Bitmain's website and go to the KS3, they don't have the 8.3 terahash model listed anymore. They, for a long time, I think it was the 8.3 terahash, if I remember correctly, and I want to say 3,300 watts, but that one's gone. Now, the only one you can buy from Bitmain at the moment is the September 30th through October 15th batch, and they have some coupon where you can get it for 29,610, and the only one available is the 9.4 terahash model at 3,500 watts. So I have to kind of skip over the 8.3 or 8.4 terahash model that Bitmain originally listed. It sounds like some of them are going out, but they might not go out till later. Bitmain is trying to charge $5,000 more if you want to get this model right now, because they produced models that were over the amount of hash rate they originally reported. So they're asking people to pay them $5,000 or wait until they produce another batch of the lower hash rate models, the 8.3 or 8.4 terahash models. So kind of BS there, Bitmain, kind of pulling some crap, but whatever, I guess they've done that before. So anyway, let's look at the ROI with this kind of terahash, with this kind of wattage for that kind of price. Let's check out the calculator. 29,610, 9.4, and we're talking 3,500 watts. Let's see what we do. All right, before Christmas of this year, it looks like you would ROI if you got this thing today, but you're not getting it today. You would be getting it between, if you're lucky, September 30th to October 15th. They're saying this is the time it should start shipping out to you, but we have no idea if there could be delays, and we have no idea what the hash rate will be when they do ship. It's a really tough time to try and buy one of these, any one of these, because you don't know what's going to happen. We never did, but the longer these ASICs are available, obviously the more the hash rate's going up. It's kind of a dangerous time to buy one of these, but it was always a risk, you guys. It was always something that we knew was going to happen. We just didn't know when, and it's happening in early August to mid-August instead of what we were hoping. We were hoping Bitmain was delayed in shipping like they usually are. I was hoping, okay, they're saying September maybe for shipping. I was hoping they would be delayed till October, but I knew that it was a possibility that they could ship on time, so everyone should have known that. So I know people are frustrated with Iceriver, but I must give them a little bit of respect, because instead of continuing to try and blast these out and sell them, they put sold out, and they still have the KS0s available. I do feel like maybe at this point this price should be a little bit lower, but like, what are they supposed to do? These are lower hash rate models. They probably need to regroup. They probably need to see how the network hash rate goes they need to see if it's worth it for them to continue to produce certain models, or maybe they're working on a different model that's somewhere in between. We don't know for sure what they're doing, but at least they mark these as sold out. They're trying to regroup, it seems like to me. Like I said, I'm just speculating, but this is kind of what it seems like to me, and kind of some of the things that I've heard and seen on social media. So anyway, I hope that you guys got your Icerivers by now. If you're in the August 1st batch, August through 1st through 10th batch, I did another video where I showed where you can contact them. There's a form to contact them if you haven't got it yet. So check out that video. I'll leave a link in the description. I hope this information was kind of helpful to you. I know it's just a snapshot in time, but people are very curious about this, it seems, and I was too. That's why I wanted to make this video. I just wanted to see how each of these models would fare if you got them today with this hash rate as it is right now. So it might be a video that is useful to go back to just out of curiosity. We'll see how well this video ages, I guess you could say. So it's crazy times. It's exciting times. I hope you guys are doing okay with your Kaspa ASICs, and now you know, as of today, August 24th, how you would fare if you got any one of the Kaspa ASICs that are available currently on the market. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider liking, subscribing to my channel, and don't forget to keep it decentralized for the greater good.
The greater good.